This is a 1998 Subaru Impreza Outback Sport. Here's the worst spot right here in the middle. As you can see, this sucker is about the size of your fist. So I've got every little inch of rust completely covered with this 415 product. And this is the little roof rack I got for it. And it's exactly the right width for the roof and for that roof rack. This is my little Subaru only shop. It's a DIY Subaru channel. It's a channel where all I do is Subaru builds and race Subaru vehicles and motorsport events. It's a DIY themed channel where I walk you guys through the steps to get your Subarus back on the road and hopefully do a little racing of your own. So thanks for checking out the video, guys. I really appreciate it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Subaru only channel, and take a look at this new little project I've got. This is a 1998 Subaru Impreza Outback Sport. I'll give you guys a little tour. I'm gonna give you guys a little rundown on the game plan for this Outback Sport. And I know I've been away for a little while, guys, and I'll let you know one of the reasons I've been away is I had some health issues that I've kind of resolved, and I'll be kind of give you guys an update as we go on, kind of what happened and why I'm gonna start making some videos again. But this is the next project. This is the Outback Sport. And like I said, it's 1997. It's got a really clean interior. It's got a pretty good body and pretty good paint, as you can see, but it had some issues with it. It had a leaky water pump, and the timing belt system was all fucked up on it. So I basically have removed the timing belt system, the timing belt idlers, and the tensioner, and I've removed the water pump, and I'll be replacing that soon. As far as the interior, I'll give you a little tour here. Interior is really clean on this car. I have the seats out right now because I've actually steam cleaned the carpet, but you can take a look at the dash right there. As you see right there, it's an automatic transmission, but the center console is really clean. The rear seats are actually pretty clean. I have the headliner out right now because of, well, something right there. I'm gonna show you guys a little closer up. That is actually a huge rust spot that I'm repairing. But the dash is also really clean, and the seats are pretty clean, but I'm steam cleaning them. So that's basically the interior. The interior is really clean. As you guys saw a little preview of, this sucker had some rust on it. Okay, now this roof. As you guys saw from that interior shot, this roof definitely has some holes in it from rust. This roof is on an Outback Sport, and they actually had these 3 little luggage rack, like little non-scratch runners on it that actually put holes through the metal roof. And those hole locations actually end up rusting. So take a look at what I've done here so far. Let me get on this side so you can kind of see. Right there, you can see it's been a bunch of rust, and I basically scraped away all the rust, and I used a wire brush to get all the loose rust off, and I actually coated this raw rust with a product called Pore 15. Pore 15. This is the Pore 15 rust prevention little solution I've added. This stuff is really good. It's been around for decades, and all you do is apply this to raw rust after you removed all the loose debris and loose material. Apply this to raw rust, and it'll stop that rust in its track. And this stuff is actually gloss black, which is perfect for this car because the roof is gloss black. So it's a perfect color combination. Here's the worst spot right here in the middle. As you can see, this sucker is about the size of your fist. It's a huge rust hole. I scraped away all the loose rust, and I applied that Pore 15 to the outside and to the inside of that rust surface. So I've got every little inch of rust completely covered with this Pore 15 product. But you got a couple little pinholes right here, got this huge one right here in the middle, and then one little pinhole right there of rust. That's on the back half. And on the front here, let me get on this side of the antenna, I guess, so you can see a little better. I like on this side. On the front here, we've got a pretty good sized hole right here, maybe the size of a golf ball. And then I got a couple little pinholes right here in the middle, and a couple more holes over there on the end. So all 6 locations where you had screws in this roof all had some pretty significant rust, with the worst being right here in the middle. That's where I have this huge fist-size rust hole right in the middle of the roof. So this is gonna be the big project for this car, is how do you repair big old rust spots in the roof of a Subaru Impreza. And the first thing I did was I removed the little plastic runners and the screws so you could expose all the rust. And then I actually scraped away all the rust with a wire brush and actually a flat blade screwdriver, and I applied Pore 15 to the rust so it stops that rust in its tracks. And that's where I'm at right now with this project, and I'm giving you guys an update on. Let me get on the inside so you can kind of see where I'm at on the inside. So obviously I had to remove the headliner to get access to the inside so I could coat the inside rust as well. So headliner's removed, which means I had to remove all these kind of upper trim panels, the sill panels and stuff. I'll give you guys a close up on this big one right here. So this is that big one. It's got a huge rust spot, as you can see. And like I said on the top, I just used a wire brush, scraped away all the loose material, and then I painted this sucker, coated it with that black Por 15 material. See right here, it's the original paint, the primer paint, and here's a Por 15. It kind of extended to about here. So that's what I did. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna adhere using a Por 15 putty, a little metal plate underneath here, and then I'm gonna fill it with Por 15 and get it completely watertight using this Por 15 product. That's the game plan for this hole and actually all the holes. Basically, I'm gonna use metal plates to seal off the big holes, like this hole right here, and like this right here in the front. I got another little plate for that. I'll basically use either JB Weld or I'll use a Por 15 putty product. And I think I'm gonna use a Por 15 putty product to seal the plate to the roof line from the inside. And then I'll fill it and make it really smooth, that Por 15 product. And you can actually sand it down a little bit, and that should give a completely watertight seal for all of these holes. And for the areas where I have like little pinholes like right here, a really good idea for those is actually just to use a little thick duct tape or thick Gorilla Tape. And you can actually put the thick Gorilla Tape down on the inside right here and then coat the outside on all the holes with all that putty, because the Gorilla Tape is just to create a surface where the putty can apply to. And then you apply that Por 15 putty or the paint, and it will fill in all the holes, all these little pinholes, and then that Por 15 product makes a really hard surface. And that basically, you're not using the tape any longer, you're just using that tape while it's wet. And then once the Por 15 product dries, that tape basically doesn't actually apply any like structural surface or anything longer. So that's the way that's gonna work. Now, as far as looking at the wheels on this sucker's actually got a pair of Forester wheels on it, and they're a little bit larger tire size. Let me see if I can see what tire size these are. These are 215 60 R16s, which are definitely one or two sizes bigger than the normal Subaru Outback Sport Impreza wheels and tire combo. So the back right here is sagging just a little bit, as you can kind of see if I kind of compare the two. It's not that easy to see in the camera, but the rear is sagging about a ½ inch compared to the front. And I got these little sagging butt strut spacers, and I bought those on eBay. They should be here any day. So I'm gonna install those saggy butt strut spacers. I got the 3/8 thick strut spacers. I'll put those in the rear, and that should level out this Impreza and give it a little bit more room for these rear tires. But just in case that's not enough, I also got a set of wheel spacers that are about 3 millimeters thick, and that will push the rear tires out just a little bit. I think you still have a long enough stud for the original factory lug nuts or lug studs. So that's my plan for the rear of this car, to get it kind of level. That's the plan for the roof, basically. Use this Por 15 product and the Por 15 putty that I have coming later today, along with a metal plate for some of the big spots, like that hole right there. And then the last piece is a roof rack. So let me show you guys. Well, incidentally, these are the seats that I've been steam cleaning, pretty clean. And this is the little roof rack I got for it. So I already got a roof rack for it. I'm gonna install this roof rack. Little shout out to Cops Racing Team right there, as you can see. A couple other stickers I've thrown on this roof rack, so it'll make a nice little roof rack. And then in addition to that roof rack, I got this light bar right here. This is a 35-inch wide light bar. I believe it's 35-inch wide, and it's exactly the right width for the roof and for that roof rack on that sucker. So basically this will mount underneath the roof rack on the front, and I got these little lights that will mount on the back of that roof rack underneath it for the rear. And I'm gonna put these all in independent switches. So I'll have one switch for the rear lights, and then another switch for this front light bar that'll go, like I said, just underneath the roof rack on the front of the vehicle. So that is the game plan, guys. EJ207 build, yeah, I'll give you an update on that. Walking out here just to kind of close out the video. So that's basically the update, guys. I know I've been away for a little while, and like I said, I had some health problems. I also got delayed on both my other projects. I got that green 97 two-door coupe, and the painter has kind of been giving me the runaround, and he's taking forever, and he's really dragging his feet, and I think he just put my project on hold. And then for my EJ207 build, it's going in my 98 RS two-door coupe. I made a deal with Killer B to get a bunch of parts for that engine, and they basically have had a hard time shipping out those parts for like 8 or 10 weeks now. So basically that EJ207 build got put on hold, my green two-door Impreza got put on hold, and now I got this car, and we're gonna do some videos on this Outback Sport and give you guys just kind of a tutorial on how to deal with those rust spots that you saw on the roof, and give you guys a little DIY project on turning this sucker into a little off-road RAD OBS. So that is the project, RAD OBS. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.